Well, I'm going to take a quick tour around of what I've been doing over the last couple weeks since you probably may have seen my last video. Have come a long way since then, but slow process, trying to figure out things where I could put items that need power and such, light towers, so on and so forth. Had a couple bridges I got from a friend of mine in south of Tucson, Arizona a few years back, and I thought I'd butt them together and span them across this opening I have, and it worked out pretty well. Didn't have any power to it, didn't need any, but I added some lights to it. So with that, I had some old brass sombrero type lights, shields, and I rigged them up with a light bulb in them and wired them up, and they do light up. And I've been putting street lights around. I painted on some streets. This is very generic. I'm not a scenery expert. I just wanted to give it some base colors over the plywood for now, and before I start trying to build up any kind of 3D or any texturing. But as you can see, sorry for my fast spinning around, but we come across the bridge, and I have a street with a turn signal, and I had some plastic gate arms for now, just to give it some size. I have some automatic ones I have to dig out, but anyway, made a little cul-de-sac, made a street, painted on a little roadway to take me down towards that station, back in there and so on, which I'll continue. I put a little farm together, just to gather up some pieces, put them in a corner. You might remember from my last layout pictures, I had a couple of turnouts here. I had a manual one on the outer track, which I eliminated, and I had a automatic one over here on the second track end, which I eliminated, and that gave me some room to put a farm. So I've done that, add some cows. As I take things off my shelf and open them up, be it cars, rolling stock, engines, accessories, buildings, that kind of thing, I try to find some space for it somewhere here. But it's obviously a work in progress, as you can see. I've been connecting wires for a couple days now, but I got some old stations, I got some newer things, got the service station here with a little out garage, some vehicles spread around, some workers. Obviously I was placing things around to kind of get a feel on what fits, what doesn't fit, what works, what doesn't work. I have many buildings, many accessories that require power, that do things, a lot of action accessories that I really don't have space for, so I'm gonna have to figure out what I want to do and where. But I thought I'd come up with a little video to show folks where I'm at the moment. Still a lot to go, as I have a lot of accessories piled up and a lot of things on my shelves, a lot of rolling stock. I've been pulling things out and looking them over to see what to do with them. A lot of it I think I'm just going to probably end up getting rid of. I just have more than I'll ever need, so I'll probably try to pass that on to other folks who could use them, and put some up for sale, and just get things out to where they'll be used someday by somebody. So going around, I have some plastic veal I found in boxes, pulled them out and see where they fit in, and I, like I said, I've been hooking up street lights. Most of those are already hooked up. I just have to time. I have a couple lighting control panels. I have a small one sitting over there by my drill. You can see the back of it where the wires are connected. That's a 3-circuit lighting control panel, which works out pretty well. It'll handle a lot of accessories on each circuit. That'll keep me from having to tie all that stuff to my transformers. And I have another lighting control panel. It's pretty cool. It's pretty big. It'll handle a lot of circuits from 12, 13, 14, 15, and I believe up to 16 volt, depending on what kind of voltage I want to put on the items. My upper track is pretty plain right now. I'm still trying to decide what to do. I may add on to that with a couple turnouts and some more plywood, but I don't want to cover up too much things that's down below it, so I'm trying to think on how to make that work better. If anybody has any good ideas, let me know. And anything's a good idea at this point. And this is the heavy end of the layout where everything I got stacked up. I got to find a place for my overstock that I run something for an hour or two, and then I set it aside and dig out something else. I keep pulling stuff off my shelves but never put it away. So I had to stop that because I'm running out of space on the table. But like I said, little by little, it's taking shape of some kind of a scene going on. I did add another 5th track, so I have 5 tracks that operate. I have a gang car, bumper car. Here's the one bumper, and the other bumper is way around the other end. Way back there by the farm, actually, is the other bumper. So I have a gang car, the number 50 gang car over here. You could probably see in the middle of all this stuff. It has a ways to go. It goes all the way to that end. So that's kind of it right now as far as updating what I'm doing. Besides cleaning up all the time, I have a mess everywhere. Cars and rolling stock everywhere, engines all over. I have accessories, some in the box, some on my work table here, trying to figure out what to do with them. But for the most part, everything runs. I still keep it where it's active, because I take a break every once in a while from wiring or building and run some trains. So I'm going to do that here in a moment. So just give me a second. Put the lights on so you can see how that looks. Here's a couple of the brass light fixtures I mentioned in the video. You can see they're very tarnished, they're cracked. So I had to solder the cracks from the inside, and they came out pretty good. Then I polished them, and they came out very nice. And I mounted a threaded light socket on the inside through those little tabs. So I then mounted to the top of the bridge using just a washer and a screw, and ran the wires down through the girders. You really can't see them. I have them tucked in the corner, and it worked out pretty well. I have a few of those light fixtures left, so I'll use them somewhere, I'm sure. Here's another view from the end of the bridge. I have it in place. There's 4 altogether, 2 on each bridge. And like I said, I ran the wires down through the girder, drilled a teeny hole in the bottom of the bridge, tucked them underneath, and looped them all together. There's 4 lights in the series, and they came out pretty nice. And you'll see them lit here in a second. And they provide enough light. It's a regular, 14 volt bulb, I believe, or an 18 volt. I don't remember which is in there. But like I said, it shows up pretty nice. The bridges are kind of weathered, and the light fixtures are nice and bright, and looks pretty good, I think, on the layout.